Start the taping. All rise that are able for the Pledge of Allegiance. Roll call, please.
Mayor Delacola.
Here.
Director Watkins-Hello.
Here.
Director of Finance Herwick.
Here.
Councilman at Large Elliott.
Here.
Councilwoman at Large Kelly.
Here.
Councilwoman at Large Stager.
Here.
Ward 1 Councilman Biassiata.
Here.
Ward 2 Councilman Rogel.
Here.
Ward 3 Councilman Snitsky.
Here.
Ward 4 Councilman Greenwald.
Here.
Director of Public Service and Properties Levis.
Here.
Building Commissioner Vitardi.
Here.
Engineer Collins.
Here.
All right, thank you. Well, tonight we have a couple proclamations, and then we also have a resolution of accommodation. And we're going to start tonight with the wonderful news of the proclamation. And first up, Mr. and Mrs. Kanicki, did I say that right? Very good. I'll give the floor to the mayor. He's going to present your proclamation, and we also have distinguished State Representative Marlena Nelski with us today to also do a presentation. So if Mr. and Mrs. Kanicki can approach the podium. Yeah, Mayor, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's my privilege and honor this evening to present a proclamation to Mr. and Mrs. Walter and Beverly Kanicki of Seven Hills, Ohio. They're being honored this evening and will be recognized for 65 years of wedded bliss and in celebration of the wedding that took place on May 9th, 1953. The proclamation reads as follows. Whereas Walter and Beverly met at her parents' home on a blind date, they soon realized that they were meant for each other and were married at St. John Canches in Tremont, Ohio on May 9th, 1953. They moved to Seven Hills in 1963 and have been residents of Seven Hills for over 55 years. They remember when Broadview Road was only a 2-lane red brick paved road. And whereas Walter and Beverly have been blessed with 5 children, Michael and Kim, and in the following deceased, Tom, Mark, and Kurt. They have 5 wonderful grandchildren, Tammy, Corey, Kelly, Sandra, and Kristen, and 11 amazing great-grandchildren. And whereas Walter and Beverly co-owned and operated 3 Angie's Pizza businesses from which they retired in 1995. Walter earned the highest rank in the Boy Scouts of America, that of Eagle Scout in 1946. Walter is also a veteran of the Korean conflict, earning the rank of corporal. He was a paratrooper and was a member of the military police. He also worked for the Cleveland Press newspaper for 15 years. Furthermore, for 20 years, Walter has been the Scrabble director in his Scrabble club. Walter and Beverly belong to 3 pinochle clubs in and around the area. They both enjoy activities such as bowling. Walter was an avid golfer and Beverly participated in line dancing. And whereas Walter and Beverly continue to love and honor each other, and they have earned the respect of all with whom they have come into contact, and the affection of a host of friends. And whereas Walter and Beverly, by the grace of God, celebrate their lives together, we are pleased to join with their children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, and many good friends and relatives in extending our best wishes on this happy occasion. And now, therefore, I, Richard P. Delaquila, Mayor of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, together with the city officials and residents of Seven Hills, do hereby extend our congratulations to Walter and Beverly Kanicki on their 65th wedding anniversary and offer our warmest wishes for your continued health and happiness in your marriage. Congratulations.
You guys can come up. Taking pictures. Stand over. Can we move that so? Even though we have yours at home. Yes.
You want over here?
May I say?
Approach the podium.
Want to turn around?
Yes, yes. Get a picture of it. Thank you. Happy anniversary. All right. Representative Vanelski, the floor is yours.
Stay right there. So I am State Representative Marlena Yalski, and I want to congratulate you on 65 years. And based on the state of Ohio, 11.5 million people, the accommodation, we call it accommodations down at the State House, but the accommodation you received was basically from the Speaker of the House and myself. And we just want to offer our congratulations as one of Ohio's finest couples. Congratulations.
All right. I haven't heard that much applause since inauguration. All right, we have another wedding anniversary today, another outstanding achievement. Barbara and Walter, I'm gonna apologize in advance. I know how it is to have a Selznick. Congratulations. If you can approach the podium, the mayor has a proclamation for you, and state rep has an accommodation. Mayor, the floor is yours.
Thank you again, Mr. President. Welcome. Whereas Barbara and Walter Selznick, Robert. Yeah, we have a typo. I shall remember Robert. Whereas Barbara and Robert Selznick of Seven Hills, Ohio, are being honored this day, May 14th, 2018, in which they will be recognized for 55 years of wedded bliss and in celebration of the wedding that took place May 18, 1963. Whereas Barbara and Robert met at St. Rocco's Carnival and married on May 18, 1963, when land developer Al Rispo opened Panorama Drive. They were first to sign up for a new home. And on a cold, snowy day before Christmas Eve in 1974, they moved to their unfinished home, living in the family room for 2 months as they completed all the painting and flooring themselves. That year, the Christmas tree was by the beds. Barbara and Robert shared a mailbox and a party line phone with their neighbor. Whereas Barbara and Robert have been blessed with 3 children, David, Lori, and Linda. They have 3 wonderful grandchildren, Morgan, Bridget, and Aria. And whereas Walter and Robert worked hard to provide for their family, Robert was an Army cook. He was called to Vietnam, serving in a MASH unit in Bien Hoa Province during 1968 to 1969. He was a tip-top cook, evidenced by more men going to his tent because the food was better there. Right. Robert even fed the hired help by putting extra food aside so they could feed their families without going through the trash. It is very likely that some Viet Cong posing as civilians were also fed. For Robert, it was simply important to feed hungry men at war. Barbara traveled alone on her first plane ride to Bangkok, Thailand in the spring of 1969 and met Robert on his R&R. She thought she'd never travel again. However, life proved differently. And whereas Barbara and Robert have enjoyed traveling with trips to Ushuaia, South America, going through Cape Horn in 40-foot seas, wow. Buenos Aires, Argentina, Santiago, Chile, through the Panama Canal, Alaska, including the North Pole, Alaska again, a Viking boat 12-day Russian river tour from St. Petersburg to Stalingrad, and also visited Moscow. Their children sent them to Hawaii for their 50th anniversary. Hobbies include Robert's computer gaming, accompanying Barbara to craft fairs where she sells affordable elegance jewelry and playing dominoes and cards with friends. Robert regularly visits friends in his former neighborhood of Tremont, and Barbara still enjoys making pierogi and setting a traditional Polish table for Christmas Eve. Whereas Barbara and Robert continue to love and honor each other and have earned the respect of all with whom they have come into contact and the affection of a host of friends. Now, therefore, I, Richard Delacola, Mayor of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, together with the city officials and the residents of Seven Hills, hereby extend our congratulations to Barbara and Robert Selznick on their 55th wedding anniversary and offer our warmest wishes for continued health and happiness in your marriage. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
Just straight. All the stuff. Thank you.
Please.
That looks good.
Perfect. Yes, floor is yours, Marlene. Once again, State Rep Marlene Anowski.
Again, congratulations to you, the youngsters, being honored tonight. 65 versus 55. So I'll read a little bit what's in the accommodation, a little bit different than the mayor's. And what does this say? Robert. It does say Robert there. Mayor. Mine does say Robert.
Yes, I know. The body said Robert, but the title had the wrong first name. I'm gonna get it corrected.
That was supposed to be a joke.
Oh,
Okay, anyway, so on behalf of the members of the House of Representatives of the 132nd General Assembly of Ohio, we are pleased to congratulate Robert and Barbara Selznick. I know Selznick on the celebration of your 55th wedding anniversary, May 18th, 2018. So it's coming up in 4 days. Through the years, you have sustained a partnership of love and commitment that has been an inspiration to all who have known you. You have not only provided your family with unwavering love and support, but you have also given willingly of your time, energy, and abilities to better the world around you. Love that grows through time is such an inspiring thing, and this occasion is a fitting time to recognize the strong bond that you have experienced as husband and wife. Enriched by your mutual devotion, you have shared and enjoyed life's many blessings, and the bond between you has grown even stronger. You don't celebrate 55 years together without a great deal of affection between you, and that is what you have given to each other and to your family throughout your alliance. When you have a strong love like yours, you can make it through anything, and you have fortified the institution of marriage in our society. We commend you on this milestone. Thus, with great pleasure, we honor you on your special day and join with your family and friends in wishing you many more years of happiness together. Congratulations from the state of Ohio.
This is fun.
Yes, feel free.
It's a long time, and any of you who think it was easy, it's not. ups and downs, for better, for worse, but when you make a vow in front of God in church, you know, you got to keep your promises. Thank you.
All right. We're going to continue on with the regular agenda now. If you'd like to leave and start your parties celebrating anniversaries, we'll give you a few minutes.
We're happy now.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. All right. We're now going to have the reading and disposal of the journal for the regular council meeting held April 23rd, 2018.
Mr. President,
Councilman Roble.
having read the minutes for the regular council meeting of April 23rd, 2018, I find no errors or omissions, and therefore move that we approve the minutes as read.
Second.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
Roll.
Yes.
Meeting minutes of April 23rd, 2018 have been approved. Consent. We're now moving on to consent agenda, May 14, 2018. Do I have a motion?
Mr. President,
Councilwoman Stager.
if there's no division of the question, I move that we accept the consent agenda for May 14, 2018.
I second.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
Roll.
Yes.
Consent agenda has been accepted. Now have a resolution of accommodation. Do I have a motion?
Mr. President,
Councilman Snitsky.
I'd like to make a resolution of commendation for Mr. Nino Sorrendi for his service on the UH Parma Hospital Board of Directors.
I'll second. We'll now have the roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Roll.
Yes.
Resolution number 12, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacola and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robo, Snitsky, and Greenwald. A resolution of commendation to Nino J. Ceriti, UH Parma Hospital Board of Directors. Whereas Nino J. Ceriti has completed 6 valuable years of service to the city of Seven Hills as a Seven Hills representative to the UH Parma Hospital Board of Directors, and during his tenure has steadfastly and unwaveringly worked to guarantee that the residents of Seven Hills had the very best available medical facilities and services at their disposal. And whereas the mayor and council and all elected officials and appointed officials hereby specifically wish to honor and recognize Nino J. Ceriti for his outstanding service and dedication to our community and the residents of the city of Seven Hills, and acknowledge his commitment and loyalty upon completion of his service as a Seven Hills representative to the UH Parma Hospital Board of Directors. Now therefore be it resolved by the council of the city of Seven Hills, Ohio, that the appreciation of the mayor, council, and all other elected and appointed officials is hereby extended to Nino J. Ceriti for his sincere dedication and active service to the community and the residents of the city of Seven Hills, Ohio, and wish him continued success, good health, and happiness in all his future endeavors. As a clerk of council, being he is hereby authorized and directed to forward a certified copy of this resolution to Nino J. Ceriti immediately upon its adoption. that this resolution is hereby determined to be an emergency measure necessary for the immediate preservation of the public peace, health, safety, and welfare of the city of Seven Hills, and for the reason that same affects the day-to-day business of the municipality. Wherefore, this resolution shall take effect and be enforced immediately upon its adoption, otherwise at the earliest period allowed by law.
Thank you. Do I have a further motion?
Mr. President,
Councilman Sinsky.
I move that we adopt resolution number 12, 2018, honoring Nino Serendi.
I second.
Any comments? I'll start. Nino, I want to thank you not only for your service to UH representing Seven Hills, but for the many things that you've done for the community over a long period of time. Over a few years that I've gotten to know you, I'm proud to call you a friend now, and you're an asset to the city of Seven Hills. And during his tenure at UH, I've seen him in action firsthand, representing our needs and going the extra mile to visit Seven Hills patients, even when they were admitted to Parma Hospital. So I thank you for all you've done, and I know all that you will do in the future, and this accommodation is much deserved. Any further comments? Law Director.
Nino, didn't you already get one of these when you were a councilman?
Oh,
He's collecting them, and knowing Nino, he'll be back for a third. Thank you for your service, Nino. I'm sure we'll see you again. It's people like you that make the city so great. Thanks again.
further comment?
Yes, Mr. President.
Councilman Kelly.
Thank you, Mr. Serendi, for your 6 years of service and dedication to our city and to the UH Parma Hospital Board of Directors. I wish you well and continued success in your future endeavors. Thank you so much.
Any further comments from council?
Mr. President,
Councilman Sinsky.
Nino, he's in my ward, and there are a number of people that I sometimes talk to when I need to make decisions or need to find out opinions or a sense of what's going on in the community, and Nino's one of them. And I always appreciate his candor and his gentlemanship. And it's been a pleasure knowing you all these years, and I know I'll hear from you soon.
Further comments? Councilman Roll. Mayor.
Thank you. I would echo everything that's been said up here, and I would just add a couple of things. In the time that I have gotten to know Nino over the many years that since we originally served on council together, I've gotten to know him very well and his family, and I can tell you that Seven Hills is very fortunate to have Nino and his entire family in our town. I don't think it's all the time appreciated the effort that Nino had to devote to a transitional period when university hospitals came in and to the Parma Community General Hospital and took it over. There were a lot of difficulties that needed to be confronted, a lot of adjustments that had to be made. The transition from a community hospital to participation and membership under the umbrella of university hospitals was in a lot of ways reinventing the wheel, doing things for the first time, making sure that things were organized properly, being there and on call to make adjustments when things didn't quite fit. It wasn't just simply a matter of participating as a trustee, which is difficult enough, but it was also managing that transitional period and the issues that came up. And I'm sure that I'm really not even touching on all the difficulties that were confronted. We are very fortunate to have people like Nino and his family in our town willing to devote their time and energies. There's no compensation for a lot of the things that these folks do, except for the gratitude of the community and the feeling of participation and advancing the interests of our community. And so with that, I'm proud to say that you are not only an asset to the city, but I'm glad to call you and your family friends. Thank you, Nino.
Any further comments? right, roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Robel.
Yes.
Resolution 12, 2018 has been adopted. You can approach the podium.
Hello. Thank you very much, really. I've only got a small 45 minutes, I'll get you out of here. Your President of Council, members of Council, Mayor, and city leaders, it's with great humility that I accept this distinction. My father once said to me, whatever you're involved in, make sure you leave it better than when you started. Since joining the Board of Directors of Parma Community General Hospital in 2012, I, under the guidance of the senior member of the board from Seven Hills, Mr. Eric Moore, and other board members, led the hospital into becoming University Hospital's Parma Medical Center. A hospital rated 5 stars by the Center for Medicare and Medicaid, a rating held only by 337 hospitals of the 4,000, almost 5,000 hospitals in the country. Not only do the residents of Seven Hills have one of the leading healthcare centers in the region today, but we also enjoy access to a physical rehabilitation center literally at the front door of our recreation center right on these grounds. I'm proud to have been part of the growth of this fine facility and appreciative of the opportunity to have served our community. In closing, I believe my father, were he here today, would be happy to know I left it better than when I started. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dean. You can stay at the podium. Let me ask Councilman Snitsky as the Ward 3 representation to do the presentation of the resolution. Councilman Snitsky, speaking protected going home. Give that to Nino when you're done. Thank you.
Well, since Nino got his 2 cents and I got to get mine. Like I said, I've known Nino quite a while, and it's my pleasure to give you this certification for all of your efforts and all the things that you've done over the year for the city. You're welcome, Nino.
There you go. Hold it. Perfect.
Picture. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Nino. One more. Okay, moving on, we're going to have reports of committees. Planning, zoning, economic development.
Yes, Mr. President, our previous meetings minutes are ready to be filed. Next planning, zoning, and economic development meeting is Wednesday. I'm sorry, is this Wednesday, the 16th? The following one is 6/18/18.
Public Works.
The last meeting of the Public Works Committee was on May 7th. The next meeting is on June 4th. The meeting minutes from the last meeting are currently pending.
Community Services.
Thank you, Mr. President. Our last meeting was May 7th. The minutes of that meeting are currently pending, and our next meeting will be June 4th.
Police and Safety.
Turn my mic on. My minutes are already filed with the clerk. My next meeting for police and safety is the 21st of May.
Parks and Recreation.
Thank you, Mr. President. Our last meeting was a special meeting last Monday. The minutes are on file with the clerk. Our next meeting, a regularly scheduled meeting, will be Monday, the 21st.
Thank you. Rules, ordinance, ethics.
Yes, our meeting, last meeting was May 7th. The minutes are pending, and the next meeting is June 4th.
Finance, civil service personnel. Our last meeting was May 7th. Our next meeting will be May 21st. We do not have any appointments or confirmations tonight. Any communications, petitions, and claims?
There are none.
Okay, we have an additional communication today from Assistant Law Director Pat DiCiro. Mr. DiCiro, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you again, Mr. President, and I appreciate the time of council. My mornings usually on Monday start off at 8 in the morning with calls to the Detective Bureau to find out who we've arrested over the weekend. Then I continue on with my prosecution. So by about this time, I'm getting a little bit of a second wind, but not much. So I apologize if I sound a little slurred here. But with that said, we've received a communication from the Court of Appeals, not the Supreme Court, but the Court of Appeals, the 8th Appellate District of the County of Cuyahoga, stating that pretty much we have won the Lucy McKernan lawsuit. It was affirmed in part and reversed in part. And as I said again, we won. Our dear ordinance will remain in effect, and it is not repealed. Nothing is wrong with it. It's good the way it is. The same ordinance that we passed back in 2016, the same ordinance that a 2-to-1 margin of people voted for in our city, along with the cities of Broadview Heights, North Royalton, Parma Heights, and Strongsville. That same ordinance is still good today. It was challenged by one of our taxpayers, Ms. McKernan. Originally, she tried doing a referendum, so we passed it on emergency to defeat that referendum. And council and the administration and the law department, by doing that, probably saved the city over $10,000 from putting this on a vote for a second time when it already passed on a 2-to-1 margin. Ms. McKernan then sued, trying to have the statute repealed, saying there were problems with it. There was one little glitch with it, with the emergency measure. That was fixed. There was nothing else wrong with it. What we did was totally legal, and that was affirmed by the Court of Appeals. But when we went to trial, or when we went to the trial court when she initially sued us, the judge, Joe Russo, threw the entire case out. She then appealed and went up to the Court of Appeals, and they affirmed the decision upholding our ordinance. The only thing that was reversed was, in every taxpayer action, there is a right to have attorney fees and costs if in some way your conduct benefited the city. Now, we did change the ordinance, and there might have been some benefit caused by Ms. McKernan. So the Court of Appeals is not saying she's entitled to attorney fees, but that she's entitled to a hearing on attorney fees. Judge Joe Russo threw out her claim without a hearing, threw out her claim for attorney fees without a hearing. He believed she was doing nothing. The Court of Appeals said she should have a right to a hearing on just that issue. So the long and short of it is, she won a right to a hearing. She won no money. She won no repealing of our statute. Everything is still the same. So we're going to have a hearing ultimately on the issue of whether she's entitled to attorney fees, and she must establish that in some way she's benefited the city. One of the judges, there's a 3-judge panel, disagreed with this. He felt that Judge Russo threw it out, and why do we need to have a hearing? Why do we need to waste the time? But 2 of the judges said, yeah, she still has a right to a hearing. So that's what it pretty much amounts to. And I know there's been some claims by the plaintiff in this case that she won, but she didn't win. And if you look at page 1, and I know Mr. Pignatello has passed out a copy of the decision, the first thing is affirmed in part. They affirmed our ordinance. The only reversal was a small reversal, and that was giving her a right to a hearing. So anything that's being said on social media, anything that's being said on the radio that she won is completely wrong. Our ordinance stands, and nothing has changed. So that's where we're at now. I'll probably come on a shorter night so we can discuss this matter when it gets set for hearing. And that would probably be done in executive session, but I'm pleased to announce that we won. And I want to thank council for their help in this situation. You saved the taxpayers a lot of money by your referendum. I mean, by your amended ordinance. And I think we've got a positive result. So if there's any questions, I'm willing to field them. But like I said, this is to me, it's a victory. It's a shame we had to go through all this, but it's a victory. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. DeChiro. Any questions from council for Mr. DeChiro at this time?
No questions?
No questions.
Mr. President, with your permission, may I be excused?
You're excused.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Have a
Thank
nice
you,
evening,
council.
and thank you for coming to council tonight and setting the record straight.
I want to thank council for allowing me to do this in communications. Thank you very much, everybody.
Good work, Pat.
Okay. Council is now open to the audience on legislation only. Third row. Fourth row. Fifth row. Okay, moving on to ordinances and resolutions. Amended ordinance 31-2018.
Mr. President,
Councilman Stager.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read amended ordinance number 31-2018 by title only for its third and final reading.
I second.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Vogel.
Yes.
Amended ordinance 31, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Vogel, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a participation in the ODOT winter contract for road salt agreement with the Ohio Department of Transportation and agreeing to purchase 4,000 tons of sodium chloride road salt through the Ohio Department of Transportation Consortium.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman Stager.
I move that we pass amended ordinance number 31-2018.
I second.
Vote.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Vogel.
Yes.
Amended ordinance 31-2018 has been approved. Ordinance 33-2018.
Mr. President,
Councilman Roble.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance number 33-2018 by title only for its third and final reading.
I second.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Vogel.
Yes.
Ordinance 33, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Vogel, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing the city of Seven Hills to enter into a premium holiday agreement with Medical Mutual of Ohio as a change order to ordinance number 109, 2017, passed by council on September 25th, 2017, and authorizing and directing the mayor to sign on behalf of the city of Seven Hills any and all documents necessary to implement and give force and effect to such change order.
Any further motion?
Mr. President,
Councilman Roble.
I move that we pass ordinance number 33-2018.
I second.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Vogel.
Yes.
Ordinance 33-2018 has been approved. Moving on to ordinance number 34-2018.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman Kelly.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance number 34-2018 by title only for its third and final reading.
I'll second the motion.
Clerk, I'll be recusing myself. Roll call.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Vogel.
Yes.
Ordinance number 34, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla. Would you like your name? removed as a
Yes.
sponsor. Introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robel, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into a contract with Jackson Deacon and Associates of Westlake, Ohio, and appropriating a sum not to exceed $5,050 for the furnishing of cyber insurance coverage, issuing company Lloyd's CFS for a term of 1 year.
For the motion,
Mr. President,
Councilwoman Kelly.
I move that we pass ordinance number 34-2018.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Maybe. Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Robel.
Yes.
Ordinance 34-2018 is passed. Moving on to ordinance 35-2018.
Mr. President,
Councilman Greenwald.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance number 35-2018 by title only for its third and final reading.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Robel.
Yes.
Ordinance number 35, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robel, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an agreement on behalf of the city of Seven Hills, Ohio, with Richard L. Bowen and Associates Incorporated of Cleveland, Ohio, in an amount not to exceed $213,850 to serve as the authorized representative to the city to supervise the construction phase of the Hemlock Creek Watershed Utility Improvement Project.
Mr. President,
Councilman Greenwald.
I move that we pass ordinance number 35-2018.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Robel.
Yes.
Ordinance 35-2018 is passed. Ordinance 36-2018.
Mr. President,
Councilman Elliott.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance number 36-2018 by title only for its third and final reading.
I second.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Robel.
Yes.
Ordinance number 36, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robel, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an agreement for services from the Ohio Association of Chiefs of Police Incorporated Advisory Services Division on behalf of the city of Seven Hills, Ohio, for professional services to be rendered in the pre-assessment process and assessment center process for the rank of lieutenant and sergeant of the city of Seven Hills Police Department, and appropriating a sum not to exceed $10,800 for said services.
Mr. President,
Councilman Elliott.
I move that we pass ordinance number 36-2018.
Second.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Robel.
Yes.
Ordinance 36-2018 is passed. Ordinance 37-2018.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman Stager.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance number 37-2018 by title only for its third and final reading.
I second.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Robel.
Yes.
Ordinance number 37, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robel, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an agreement on behalf of the city of Seven Hills, Ohio, with Richard L. Bowen and Associates Incorporated of Cleveland, Ohio, in an amount not to exceed $11,750 for professional services proposed regarding the 2017 City of Seven Hills National Pollution Discharge Elimination System Stormwater Program.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman Stager.
I move that we pass ordinance number 37-2018.
I second.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Robo.
Yes.
Ordinance 37, 2018 is passed. Moving on to ordinance 38, 2018.
Mr. President,
Councilman Roble.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance number 38-2018 by title only for its third and final reading.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Robo.
Yes.
Ordinance number 38, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an agreement on behalf of the city of Seven Hills, Ohio, with Richard L. Bowen and Associates Incorporated of Cleveland, Ohio, to provide professional engineering and architectural services as requested by the city for the period covering May 1st, 2018 through April 30th, 2020.
Mr. President,
Councilman Roble.
I move that we pass ordinance number 38-2018.
I will second the motion.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Robo.
Yes.
Ordinance 38, 2018 is passed. Moving on to ordinance 46. Oh. Trying to go too quick. We'll now have the second reading of ordinance 40, 2018.
Ordinance number 40, 2018, introduced by councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robo, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an annual professional service contract with Debbie Makowski, Opportunity Incorporated, in an amount not to exceed $5,000 for the purpose of conducting Fit Happens fitness classes at the city's Seven Hills Recreation Complex for the period covering January 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2018.
We'll now have second reading of ordinance 42, 2018.
Ordinance 42, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robo, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend Title 5, Administrative of Part 1, Administrative Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills for the purpose of repealing Chapter 132, City Coordinator.
Ordinance, we'll now have the second reading ordinance 43, 2018.
Ordinance 43, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robo, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend Chapter 148 Recreation Complex of Title 5 Administrative of Part 1 Administrative Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of repealing Section 148.09 Front Desk Manager.
Second reading of amended ordinance 44, 2018.
Amended ordinance number 44, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robo, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance enacting a new chapter 132 entitled City Administrative Specialist as contained in Title 5 Administrative of Part 1 Administrative Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills.
We'll have the second reading of ordinance 45, 2018.
Ordinance 45, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robo, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend Chapter 144, reports from department directors and attendance at council committee meetings, as contained in Title V Administrative of Part 1 Administrative Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio.
Moving on, ordinance 46, 2018.
Mr. President,
Councilman Greenwald.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance number 46-2018 by title only for its first and final reading.
I second.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Staker.
Yes.
Robel.
Yes.
Ordinance number 46, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacola and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Staker, Robel, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an agreement on behalf of the city of Seven Hills, Ohio, with the auditor of state of Ohio for the purpose of performing a financial statement audit for the fiscal year 2017, appropriating a sum not to exceed $25,000 for said service and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President,
Councilman Greenwald.
I move that we pass ordinance number 46-2018.
Second.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Staker.
Yes.
Robel.
Yes.
Ordinance 46, 2018 is passed. I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance 47-2018 by title only for its first and final reading.
Second.
The reason for the emergency is this has to do with the sewer bills, and the next billing is going out at the end of the month. So in order for this adjustment to take place, we need to pass this for the reason of timeliness. Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Staker.
Yes.
Robel.
Yes.
Ordinance number 47, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacola and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Staker, Robel, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend subsection 729.03A, computation of charges as contained in chapter 729, sewer rates of Title III, Public Utilities of Part 7, Streets and Public Services Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of amending the storm drainage and sanitary sewer system service or rental charge for residents that are included in the Hemlock Creek Watershed Utility Improvements Project and declaring an emergency.
Do we have any comments from council?
Mr. President,
Councilman Snitsky.
I'd just like to make a quick comment on this.
Floor is yours.
And I appreciate my fellow council person's indulgence in this. I had read this in the caucus and it was asked, and I put it into the record. I and all of you here were elected on a platform of change, of changing the tone and temperament perpetuated by the previous council. Many of the improvements implemented or under consideration are citywide importance and are well known. I will not get into a litany of those issues tonight. But some of the issues are a smaller scale, affecting the well-being and finances of only one ward. That is the issue at hand tonight. The previous council increased the city storm sewer maintenance fee on Hemlock Creek property owners by over 100%, using as a basis the sanitary sewer fee that they never and do not currently pay. It is wrong, especially in light of the thousands of dollars that they will be required to pay for their sanitary sewer frontages and laterals. It should be reversed back to the storm sewer fees that were charged previously, reverting back to the citywide fees once the new sewer system is completed. It is a matter of fairness and right and wrong. We don't nickel and dime people right before they are going to be faced with thousands of dollars of capital expenses. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilman Snitsky. Any further comments?
I have a couple of comments.
Councilman Greenwald.
When Mr. Snitsky came to me with this idea, I was very skeptical at first. I know this is going to be somewhat controversial, as it is a benefit that only benefits a few hundred residents and not any of the others. However, after looking at the situation, I do think that it's very unfair that these people Works charged for a sanitary system, which they did not have the benefit of. And Mr. Snitsky came up with a way to do this in which logistically it worked out, in which the city is not cutting any checks to anyone. And I think that ultimately is the right thing to do.
Thank you, Councilman Greenwald. Yeah, I'll just add for the record that it's only fixing it going forward. We're not dispersing any cash. We're just merely correcting the billing to represent the service these residents have currently. Once they are hooked up to the sanitary, then the sanitary billing will continue as it should. Any further comments?
Yes.
Councilwoman.
I also want to acknowledge the city employees who will be making this change and diverting some of their normal duties in order to accommodate this. I think it is favorable in intent, but I also want to acknowledge the work that our city employees will do to affect this.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Any further comments?
Yeah, and I want to thank them too. You know, our city employees do an awful lot of things behind the scenes that very rarely, if ever, get favorable attention. And I want to thank them for the efforts that they're going to put forth on this.
Okay. Any further comments? I move that we pass ordinance 47-2018.
Second.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Hold on. I didn't hear call to order or motion. The finance director is calling out, we can't talk, by rule, we can't talk like this. Everything needs to be on the record, so I'm going to clarify. She bring forth that there might have been a potential flaw in the computation of charges. But the clerk and I are looking it over, and it's we think it's good because it's the correct rate is on the second page. This is the revision in the first section is what it was. Thank you for calling that to our attention. So let's pick up where we left. I move that we approve ordinance 47-2018.
Second.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Rowell.
Yes.
Ordinance 47-2018 is passed. Moving on, ordinance 48-2018.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman Stager.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance number 48-2018 for its by title only for its first and final reading.
Next second.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Rowell.
Yes.
Ordinance 48, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Rowell, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Midwest Direct Marketing Services of Cleveland, Ohio, for the purpose of performing the sanitary and storm sewer maintenance fund billing for the year 2018, authorizing an amount not to exceed $3,742.50 for such service and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President,
Councilman Stager.
I move that we pass ordinance number 48-2018.
Next second.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Rowell.
Yes.
Ordinance 48-2018 is passed. Ordinance 49-2018. I'll be recusing myself from this one as well.
Mr. President,
Councilman Elliott.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance 49-2018 by title only for its first and final reading.
I second.
Roll call.
Elliott,
Yes.
Greenwald,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Snitsky,
Yes.
Stager,
Yes.
Robel.
Yes.
Ordinance number 49, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robel, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Authorize.net and Card Connect Merchant Services for internet gateway charges and credit card processing for payments of charges and fees at the Recreation Center for a 10-month period effective March 1st, 2018, authorizing an amount not to exceed $4,750 for such service and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President,
Councilman Elliott.
I move that we pass ordinance number 49-2018.
I second.
Roll call.
Elliott,
Yes.
Greenwald,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Snitsky,
Yes.
Stager,
Yes.
Robel.
Yes.
Ordinance 49, 2018 has passed. Moving on to ordinance 50, 2018.
Mr. President,
Councilman Snitsky.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and amend ordinance number 50-2018 by adding an emergency.
I second.
Roll call.
Biassiata,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Greenwald,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Robel.
Yes.
Moving further motion.
Mr. President,
Councilman Snitsky.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read amended ordinance 50-2018 by title only for its first and final reading.
I second.
Roll call.
I'm going to read it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Amended ordinance number 50, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robel, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the Cape Company Incorporated of Akron, Ohio, for the purpose of and installation of one RTU-6 rooftop air conditioning unit and one RTU-7 rooftop air conditioning unit to replace the existing units at the city's Seven Hills Recreation Complex, appropriating an amount not to exceed $49,920 for said purchase and installation and declaring an emergency.
Further motion.
Mr. President,
Councilman Snitsky.
I move that we pass amended ordinance 40-2018.
I second.
Any comments from council?
I think for the record, we ought to explain to people that we had a long discussion about whether we should do this at this time. It is a big expense. It is budgeted, but it's still a large expense. We just feel that the rec center, which generally speaking runs very close to neutral or in the black, is an asset that we can't allow to have a massive air conditioning failure in the middle of summer. People are kind of dependent on it and expecting it. And we're kind of making a command decision here to go ahead and spend this money before it becomes an emergency, because a true emergency, because if this thing dies in the middle of summer, we could end up waiting 3 months before we get the parts to make the repairs in the middle of the air conditioning season.
Thank you, Councilman.
You're welcome.
I'd like to further add for the record, we added the emergency tonight at the request of the service director after testimony in caucus. That due to the size of these air conditioning units, the lead time from signing the contract to installation is 8 weeks. So if we did have a failure, there'd be an 8-week span crossing the winter, summer months, where the largest air conditioner we have over the gym potentially would not be working. The units we have also testimony and maintenance records provided by the service director are near or have exceeded their expected life. Also, the guidance provided to the service director was no longer prudent to put money into these machines, given their condition and the age of the machines, that the fiscally responsible thing to do is to move forward with these new units and do so by adding an emergency and passing this tonight due to the required lead time in the event there is a problem, which is 8 weeks to install. So, any further comments?
Mr. President, I think we should also note that the service director, these units were damaged, what have got to be 6, 7 years ago now. Were damaged, seriously damaged in a hailstorm, and we managed to squeeze all these more years out of them by aggressively maintaining them. And I think we've gotten more than our value out of them. They're the original units up there, are they not?
That's correct.
Yeah.
And they're the last two.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Any further comments from council?
I have just a few, Mr. President.
Councilman Greenwald.
As we're nearing the budget process, I was originally against doing this. Mr. Levista's service director has convinced me that, you know, it's not worth the risk to try to push this off for another year. We have, you know, hundreds of people paying money to belong to the rec center, and you know, we are taking a risk that those people would not have the use of the rec center during the hottest summer months. Ultimately, looks like this is not something that we can skip on this year.
Thank you, Councilman. Any further comments? Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Robo.
Yes.
Ordinance 50, 2018 is passed. We'll now have the first reading of ordinance 51, 2018.
Ordinance number 51, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacola and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robo, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an agreement on behalf of the city of Seven Hills, Ohio, with Richard L. Bowen and Associates Incorporated of Cleveland, Ohio, in an amount not to exceed $14,100 to provide professional services for the 2018 street ratings program.
Now the first reading of ordinance 52, 2018.
Ordinance number 52, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacola and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robo, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an agreement on behalf of the city of Seven Hills, Ohio, with Strategic Partners LLC of Rocky River, Ohio, to provide professional consulting services to review the operational and HR policies for the Seven Hills Fire Department and any other matters directed by the mayor, and appropriating an amount not to exceed $3,000 for said service.
Now the first reading of 53, 2018.
Ordinance number 53, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacola and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robo, Snitsky, and Greenwald. And ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an agreement on behalf of the city of Seven Hills, Ohio, with Pyrotechnico Fireworks Incorporated for the purpose of selling, furnishing, delivering, and presenting a fireworks display for the city of Seven Hills 2018 Home Days event to be held on July 27 and July 28, 2018, and appropriating a sum not to exceed $8,500 for said service.
Now the first reading of 54, 2018.
Ordinance number 54, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacola and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robo, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an agreement on behalf of the city of Seven Hills, Ohio, with Aladdin Brands of Eastlake, Ohio, for the purpose of providing tents, risers, and appurtenances to be used at the city of Seven Hills 2018 Home Days, and appropriating the sum not to exceed $4,968 for said service.
Moving on to ordinance 55, 2018. Do I have a motion?
Mr. President,
Councilman Greenwald.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and amend ordinance number 55-2018 by doing the following, changing the sum not to exceed from $1,000 to $2,000 and changing the number of refuse containers from 50 to 100.
Second.
Mr. Chairman.
I'll second.
Hold on, point of order. Law Director.
In the body and the title, there's a number of locations in the ordinance itself.
We just have to say the sentence. No, these changes will be by the body and title.
I further move that these changes be in the body and the title.
Very good.
Good enough.
I'll second.
Just a quick comment that we're amending this today on the floor because the current order of 50 of the smaller refuse containers, of that 50, 45 has already been allotted. So as soon as these containers would arrive, they would be immediately shipped out to residents, and we are anticipating potential future need, and we'll limit the turn time by making this adjustment now. Any further comments? Roll call.
I do the emergency, Tony.
What we're doing.
Yeah, we gotta do a vote on the amendment. Roll call.
Are you adding the
Yes.
emergency? That can be part of the,
Now, right now, we're doing just amending it to $2,000 and 100.
okay. Biassiata.
Yes?
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly. Snitsky.
Yes.
Sager.
Yes.
Robo.
Yes. Okay. Ordinance 55, 2018 has been amended. Do we have a further motion?
Mr. President,
Councilman Greenwald.
I move that we suspend the rules in the charter and amend ordinance number 55-2018 by adding an emergency clause.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Sager.
Yes.
Robo.
Yes.
Mr. President,
Well, we're gonna have a reading of it now.
The motion.
Yeah, motion to read by title only.
And who's second?
Tom.
Biassiata.
Then we voted on it.
We voted on 2 amendments. Now we're going to vote on the reading, correct?
Okay. I thought you've already made a motion to do it
He
on.
made the motion to add it. Now he's got to make the motion.
motions to amend it. Right now, we need to
Okay.
Right.
Make another motion.
Mr. President,
Councilman.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance number 55, amended ordinance number 55-2018 by title only for its first and final reading.
I will second the motion.
Roll call.
I will call the roll. Biassiata. Elliott.
I'm not sure. Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Sager.
Yes.
And Robo.
Yes.
Okay. Amended ordinance number 55, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Staker, Robo, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to appropriate a sum not to exceed $2,000 per year for the rental of 165-gallon refuse containers from Waste Management to replace by a resident request the resident's 96-gallon refuse container and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President,
Councilman.
I move that we pass amended ordinance number 55-2018.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Sager.
Yes.
Robo.
Yes.
That was a lot. Amended ordinance 55, 2018 is passed. Well, now the first reading of ordinance 56, 2018.
Ordinance 56, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Vogel, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an agreement on behalf of the city of Seven Hills, Ohio, with SE Blueprint Incorporated of Cleveland, Ohio, for the purchase of one HP Design Jet T2530 PS plotter for use in the city's Seven Hills Engineering Department, and appropriating the sum not to exceed $8,798, including delivery and installation.
We'll now have the first reading of ordinance 57, 2018.
Ordinance 57, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacola and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robles, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an agreement on behalf of the city of Seven Hills, Ohio, with Physio Control Incorporated for the purpose of purchasing 2 Life Pack CR Plus AED kits with shipping and appurtenances for use in the city's Seven Hills Recreation Complex, and appropriating the sum not to exceed $3,655 for said purchase.
Now I have the first reading of ordinance 58, 2018.
Ordinance 58, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacola and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robles, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an agreement on behalf of the city of Seven Hills, Ohio, with Sports Equipment Specialists of Cleveland, Ohio, for the purpose of purchasing 2 Fair Play LED basketball scoreboards, 1 control panel, and installation of the equipment with appurtenances for use in the city's Seven Hills Recreation Complex, and appropriating the sum not to exceed $6,024 for said purchase.
Anything if I wanted to talk about that or not? Ordinance 59, 2018. First reading.
Ordinance 59, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacola and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robles, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into a collective bargaining agreement on behalf of the city of Seven Hills, Ohio, with the Ohio Patrolmen's Benevolent Association lieutenants for the purpose of memorializing wage negotiations.
First reading, ordinance 60, 2018. I can read it if you want.
Okay. Ordinance 60, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacola and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robles, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend section 135.06, compensation for lieutenant of police, is contained in chapter 135, Department of Police, Title 5, Administrative, of Part 1, Administrative Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio.
Now the first reading, ordinance 61, 2018.
Ordinance 61, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacola and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Roble, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend chapter 135, Department of Police of Title 5, Administrative, of Part 1, Administrative Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of repealing section 135.07, compensation for lieutenant of police injured in the line of duty.
First reading, ordinance 62, 2018.
Ordinance 62, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delacola and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robles, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend section 123.02, public records request, as contained in chapter 123, ordinances and resolutions of Title 3 legislative of Part 1 Administrative Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of providing a clear process for the delivery of public records upon request.
First reading ordinance 63, 2018.
Ordinance 63, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robo, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend subsections 148.10B and C, building monitor, lead building monitor, as contained in Chapter 148 Recreation Complex of Title 5 Administrative of Part 1 Administrative Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of amending duties.
Now the first reading ordinance 64, 2018.
Ordinance 64, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Rogel, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend Chapter 1121 Administration as contained in Title 3 Local Building Provisions of Part 11 Building Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills for the purpose of adding new Section 1121.031 Assistant to the Building Commissioner.
Now the first reading ordinance 65, 2018.
Ordinance 65, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robo, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance enacting new Chapter 155 entitled Protecting Privacy as contained in Title 5 Administrative of Part 1 Administrative Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio.
Moving on to resolution number 8, 2018. Do we have a motion?
Mr. President,
Councilman Greenwald.
I move that we suspend the rules of the charter and read resolution number 8-2018 by title only for its third and final reading.
Second.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Robo.
Yes.
Mr. President, sorry.
Yes.
I move that we adopt resolution number 8-2018.
Now, hold on. I know, we're all anxious to get out of here. We're now going to have the third and final reading of resolution number 8, and then we'll have a motion to adopt.
Resolution number 8, 2018, introduced by councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robo, Snitsky, and Greenwald. A resolution approving a lot split pursuant to 7 ordinance number 911.002, permanent parcel number 551-30-006, 1032 Chestnut Road.
Further motion.
Mr. President,
Councilman Greenwald.
I move that we adopt resolution number 8-2018.
Second. Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott. Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Robo.
Yes.
Resolution number 8, 2018 is adopted. We'll now have the second reading of resolution number 10, 2018.
Resolution 10, 2018, introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robo, Snitsky, and Greenwald. Resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a memorandum of understanding between the police departments of Parma, Parma Heights, Brooklyn, Brook Park, and Seven Hills for shared crash investigation services.
Moving on, amended resolution number 11, 2018. Do we have a motion?
Mr. President,
Councilman Robo.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read amended resolution number 11-2018 by title only for its final reading.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Robo.
Yes.
Amended resolution number 11, 2018, introduced by councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Robo, Snitsky, and Greenwald. A resolution approving a lot split and consolidation pursuant to Seven Hills Ordinance number 911.002, permanent parcel 551-22-023 547 East Ridgewood, and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President,
Councilman Roble.
I move that we adopt amended resolution number 11-2018.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Robo.
Yes.
Amendment resolution number 11-2018 has been adopted. Council is now open the audience for miscellaneous comment. First row.
Bad.
Reports and communication from the Mayor, Safety Director. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President. No report this evening.
Director of Finance.
No report.
Director of Law.
No report.
Director of Public Service.
Yes, Mr. President, a few things. Tomorrow will be the hazardous household waste and computer roundup located behind City Hall from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Now, a special thanks to Tony Terry, Community Services Director, for organizing the various events such as the Taste of Seven Hills. It's very well organized and an excellent motivator of people. Another thanks is to Wagner Tree Service and our building commissioner for bringing to my attention a hazard where a tree was leaning on another tree ready to fall on someone else's property. The city gets involved as per ordinance. If there's a hazard that's brought to our attention, we send out letters, and if the homeowner cannot do it, we have it abated. That's what we did. I contacted the homeowner, or the son, actually. The parents are, the father is ill. And the tree was secured Friday afternoon, and Saturday it was secured with rope, and by Saturday it was already being held up by the rope. Sunday, as Mother's Day, Chris Wagner and his workers cut the tree down and eliminated the hazard. So special thanks to them. That's my report.
Thank you, Service Director. Engineer.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to thank the mayor and city council for approving ordinance numbers 35 and 37, and most importantly, ordinance number 38-2018 allows me to serve as your city engineer for the next 2 years. I appreciate that, and thank you.
We did that today?
It finally happened. Thank you.
Dodged another one, Dan.
Building Commissioner.
No report.
Miscellaneous. Councilman Kelly.
Nothing, thank you.
Councilman Elliott.
I have one for Dan. I know we ask you about every week. About the ball fields. You're going to have your report ready for us.
Yeah, that report is on schedule for probably within the next 2 weeks to have something for you.
Next 2 weeks. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Councilwoman Stager.
Nothing, thank you.
Councilman Greenwald.
Nothing, thank you.
Councilman Snitsky.
I'm sorry, I got a couple of things. Dan, I want to thank you for inviting me to the kickoff for Hemlock Creek. It was interesting meeting the gentleman from Fabrizi and the residents. I'm very happy with the professionalism I saw there. I have to say, I'm not happy that they're going to cut a 16-foot diameter hole in Forest Overlook that was just paved last year. The only street in Ward 3 that was paved. But whatever. But it was, thank you for inviting me. It gives me a good feeling about how this thing is going to progress. Can you give me an update on Mapleview? Have you managed to pin the water department yet?
Wait, I'm sorry, can you repeat?
I jumped from Hemlock to Mapleview. Can you give me an update on Mapleview? Have you managed to pin the water department?
We finally did. We actually did get an email response from them. They said they sent out the response about 2 weeks ago. My office here in Seven Hills never get that, but we did get an email with the comments that they have. We've already addressed those comments, but we need to get the official review commentary letter before we resubmit. That should happen relatively quickly once we do get that official letter, and soon thereafter, then we'll get the approval and permit from Cleveland Water, and we can get this thing out to bid as soon as possible. So it's still slated to be of course, a summer project, and I'm still rooting to try to get those 2 streets paved by the end of this construction season.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for keeping on them. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And again, it was a pleasure being at that meeting. Mr. Service Director, what's our update on patching and repairing streets?
What do you want to know, Tom?
Well, I know we're patching and repairing. Where are we?
And I wouldn't mind having a request for departmental action that the mayor had requested from day one.
I just wanted to know where we were at. That's it. Nothing other than, you know.
Well, with the rain, we're suspended, and we will resume. We will assess your latest request about Twilight and where we have on the list. We will assess the street to see if there's any patches we could handle right now. But we have other streets on the list that haven't been patched yet.
Yeah.
We're going to double back.
And I agree with you, and that's what my email said. So I talked to them and they were understanding. Okay, just keeping you in the loop. Okay.
We're on it, but right now the weather wasn't, at least today, wasn't too conducive to patching.
No, can't patch when you're underwater. I understand that. Okay, that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Councilman Roble.
Yes, Mr. President. At the last zoning board of appeals meeting, which was last May 9th, the zoning board examined a request from Donna Sabo, 7667 McCurry Road. Basically, it was to, I'll just read it. The zoning board ordered whether or not to grant the applicant and property owner Donna Zabo, 7667 McCurry Road, a 4-foot variance to ordinance number 1106.02C to allow the replacement of the existing driveway apron and walkway on the side of the house to remain 1 foot off the side yard property line as depicted on the submitted drawings, which you don't see, but I have, and they did too. This was a pretty straightforward thing because it was a 1-for-1 replacement. So it's just that everything was, they're just tearing up the old stuff and putting down new stuff. So it was pretty much a no-brainer. The roll call vote was all yay. And so their motion carried their granted variance. And I would like to move that council concur with the findings of the zoning board of appeals in this matter.
I'll second that we should concur. Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Staker.
Yes.
Roble.
Yes. And council concurs with the vote of the zoning board.
Okay.
Thank you, Councilman Roble. Anything further?
Nothing further.
I just have a couple items, and then we'll get out of here real quick. First, if anyone in our administration has a contact at the water department, I know it's pulling teeth. But in Ward 1 in Belmont, there was a water main break back in January. But Cleveland Water came out, fixed the water main. But the big hole in the orange barrels are still on the road. So if we can, I'll try to contact them, but if you have contacts.
What street?
Belmont. It's a street we share with Brooklyn Heights.
I know exactly where.
Essex and Chatham.
I go jogging over there or try to jog.
Yeah.
That's Brooklyn Heights. They did a cold patch. Yeah.
Yeah, I just got a resident. I haven't looked at it myself, but I got a resident complain earlier today that the street dug up from the original water main. The water department hasn't finished the job, and there's still orange barrels. That's all. I'll try to contact someone as well, but the more squeaky wheels, the better the likelihood we'll get something
more, or better yet, Brooklyn Heights Service Director. That's probably the best way to go. I mean, that is Brooklyn Heights, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure. That's the best
It's
way
on
to
their
go.
side?
Most communities have an agreement with Cleveland Water that if there's a water break in the road, the city will repair it and we get reimbursed a modest amount from the water department. So that's how it works. So
Let's
That's
go
probably the best
contact
way.
Brooklyn Heights Service Director.
that'll help you out.
Thanks. I want to get out of here as well, but we had a little bit of, we had a couple items tonight that were passed that weren't in the budget, but they're all, very, very much needed. And regardless of the fact that they were needed, we're policing the budget very, very close. And prior to making my informed votes tonight, we received some good news. Our OWDA loan had closed. We were able to close it early. And I'm looking for my notes on this. And in our budget, we had $128,000 set aside to pay on that note this year. So that freed up $128,000, more than covered anything that wasn't budgeted tonight but needed. So we're keeping very, very close track. This is actively managing the budget. In addition to the $128,000 reduction in the loan payment that we put aside for this year that is no longer required, the OWDA has informed the city that in previous years we made $152,000 in extra payments prior to the loan closing, and that money is going to be returned to the city. So we're going to save $128,000 out of the general fund, and our revenues are going to increase by $152,000. That good news, and like I said, we are actively managing the budget. So as things change, we are up to speed, and nothing's going to catch us by surprise.
Mr. President, we actually received that check this afternoon.
Outstanding. The check came this afternoon.
No longer in the mail.
Well, without further ado, I'll make a motion to adjourn council at 9:20. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Sager.
Sure. Yes.
35 pieces of legislation tonight.
Yeah.
Resolutions or
Well
ordinances.
done.
35. Oh, 36.
Yeah.
I just said ordinances and resolutions.
I know.
She typed that. Go home, see our families. Bob, you did?
Yes.
Meeting's adjourned.